Hi, my name's Carl Johnson. I'm the Contact Center Program Director at SSCL, responsible for the strategic direction of contact centers and contact center technology right across SSCL. SSCL is a BPO provider of central government services here in the UK, providing HR, payroll, finance, accounting, contact centers, obviously, a range of BPO services to central government. And at scale, we pay 300,000 civil servants every month. Throughout COVID, we paid over £50 billion worth of invoices on behalf of central government. We recruit thousands of job coaches for the Department for Work and Pensions, a whole range of really big services that we provide. But my job is to support the individuals who contact SSCL. Now, that might be a phone call, that might be email, that might be through a whole range of other contact services. And more than that, my job is to make sure that the services that we provide that support our customers are both future-proof and effective, are cost-effective, that they drive the best outcomes for our users. SSCL supports over 300,000 civil servants. We support about 200,000 members of the Defence Forces, Army, Air Force and Navy. We supply services to over 2 million veterans across the UK. Overall, our services directly affect the lives of almost 3 million citizens in the UK. But more than that, the services that we provide ensure that government bills are paid and that people have recruitment services and that people are able to engage with DWP in a way that allows them to find better work and roles. That the work that we do touches the lives of millions and millions of citizens across the UK. And so the reason that we engaged first with Squiz was really because we recognized that in order to modernize, to change, to improve the services that we provide to civil servants, to members of the Defence Forces, and then in turn to citizens of the UK, that we needed to modernize, that we needed to change the way that people engaged, because the expectations of our customers have changed as well. When we first started, phone calls and emails was fine. Today, when you engage with any organization, you expect a range of different services. And so we needed to make sure that we had a platform that we could build those services on. We first approached Squiz about 5 years ago with a real challenge. How could we combine the range of services that we provide into a single platform to provide a set of tools and the ability to engage with those services in a way that was modern, new, creative, that allowed people to do in their work life what they do in their personal life. We sat down with Squiz and talked through a whole range of different options. And ultimately, what we came up with was a balance between knowledge management and self-service, a way that we could take the platforms that Squiz provides and put them together in a way that did allow that modern and easy to use engagement. And that's where my hub came from. So I joined SSCL about 5 years ago at a time when we were genuinely proud of the size and scale of the things we did. And the paying civil servants, the number of it, those things, and genuinely, we should be proud of those. But what we realized was, not only were we providing services to a range of departments across the government, but we were also, more importantly, providing services to individuals, and that each of those individuals had different needs, different contexts, different requirements. We needed to make sure that the services that we provide met their context, not just paying huge numbers of civil servants and invoices, but rather dealing directly with individuals in each of their departments. And when we started to talk to those individuals, what we heard was a whole range of things like we need consistency, we need predictability, we need to be able to access information in our own time, in our own place, on our own devices, that we need to have access to information about the services that you provide when I want it, as I want it, in the style I want it. And that's really important. That what we approached Squiz for was the ability to provide a service that ensured consistency, predictability, easy access in a range of contexts. And that's where MyHub was first developed and born. So MyHub, at its very heart, is a knowledge management tool that it provides a range of information about the services that we provide, whether that's payroll or finance or accounting. But more than that, what MyHub also allows our users to do is to interact with those services that, more than just self-service, this provides step-by-step process guides, this provides walkthroughs, and then provides the tools that you need to complete those tasks. Now, if somebody wants to get a copy of a payslip, not only will we provide the information about how to do that, but we'll provide the tools to do it. And we'll provide those across a range of different services and inputs, that whether that's a chatbot or a form or another journey. But what MyHub does is give our users choice. So we started in a where we wanted predictable and easy to use. Today, MyHub provides all of those things and does that on scale as well. That not only are we now paying 300,000 civil servants, but we have over 1 million page views every month from those same civil servants inside of MyHub. That every single month, it's somewhere between 60 and 75% of all of our customers engage with MyHub, and that's pretty exceptional. That from something that didn't exist 4 or 5 years ago, today we have millions of page views every year. We have hundreds of thousands of people engaging with MyHub, and all of them because the services are easy to use, are predictable, are consistent, are dependable. And that's really why we introduced MyHub, and the challenge that Squiz has helped us to meet. The interesting thing, though, from introducing MyHub that I've seen is not the big numbers, which we expected to drive those big numbers, and not even the fact that people are finding it useful and helpful, because of course that's why it's been built that way. The thing that I found most interesting is that it's changed the way that I think about technology. That I came into this project all those years ago really with a view that we're going to build just a fancy website, and it is that. But what it's really done for me and for our organization is to create a platform that we're able to build a true portal from, rather than just a website. And that's fascinating. That yes, it does knowledge, and yes, it does self-service, but more than that, we're now able to plug in multiple pieces of technology into a single platform, meaning that if I take our payroll services, the machine that sits behind it, we don't need our users to go into that machine anymore, because we've got a beautiful front end. That if somebody wants to do their expenses, that rather than having to do it through one of the complex expenses solutions, we're providing a platform and a front end that allows people to do that in their language, on their terms, and only providing the information that we need. Today, a civil servant working in any of the departments that we support is able to log into one platform and access multiple services, that through both single sign-on and then in turn some really bespoke journeys that have been built on MyHub, our users only need to go to one place for a range of services. And interestingly, we're now looking at how we can link back into services that SSCL doesn't even provide, but rather are provided to the departments. That not only is MyHub the center of the SSCL services, we're now building that out into each of the departments in order to provide their services all in a single platform as well. That's pretty cool. Working with Squiz has always been, well, relatively easy and slightly challenging at the same time. And I know that sounds a bit odd. I've found a range of experts who I'm able to ask questions of, and they're able to either answer off the top of their heads, or even if they're not, they'll go away, they'll find out answers, and they'll come back. And that's pretty cool. But challenging as well, because I'm constantly being pushed by Squiz to do something new and better and greater. That not only is this a hi, I'd like a blue website that does this thing, but Squiz will come back to me and say, thought about, and what about this challenge? And Carl, 6 months ago, you talked about this thing, and what have you done about it? That not only am I being supported, but I'm being challenged. And I find that really fascinating, that I work with lots and lots of suppliers, and often suppliers will just say, tell us what you want and we'll go and do it. Now, Squiz will, but more than that, will challenge my thinking. We'll ask questions about the way that I'm looking at things, and together we'll build a better solution than the thing that I might put inside of a work order. And that's fascinating. I haven't worked with an organization that's quite so keen to make sure that whatever the outcome is not only as good, but is better than the thing that's in my head when I start.